Okay, so probability of pepperoni. If you were like a couple of the girls over here, you'd just say that's the answer. Is that right? No, it's these together are the probability of pepperoni. How about sausage? Well, again, you don't just write down one. Sausage has 2 spots. These are both sausage ones. If they say and, is that a small answer or a big answer? And is the small one. And means only the 0.06. How about or? Is that a big answer or small answer? Big answer. Yeah, I don't want to say everything, though, because that doesn't count. It'd be just these. All right. In this survey, in general, what was the most popular meat? Sausage. What was more popular than sausage or pepperoni? The neither, which is probably like cheese. A lot of people just like cheese. But in Minnesota, we like meat in general. So I'm curious, if you had a choice, how many of you would order a pepperoni versus a pepperoni with sausage versus just sausage? Or were they just cheese people? Okay, so who's a pepperoni? Just pepperoni. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wow! Last hour, not near so many. Who is a pepperoni and sausage? You'd like them both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those. How many would want just sausage? You like sausage the best. 1, 2, 3. And how about, I'd really rather not have either one. I want cheese or some other thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. What's the difference between the blue numbers and the black numbers? Yes? Yes. The blue one is called what? Do you know the word? Frequency is correct. The blue ones are frequencies. All right. So now, how about this? What the heck does that slash thing mean right there? Given. Is it given that it's probability, or is it, sorry, pepperoni, or is it given that it's sausage? Yeah, this is the thing that's given. This is given that it's sausage. Well, why is there even a probability if it's guaranteed to be sausage? Because what they're trying to figure out is pepperoni and sausage if you know you have sausage. All right, so if I know it's for sure sausage, do you get that these are the only 2 things that are possible? So do you notice that these other things then can't be included in your answer? So if I'm looking for pepperoni, I cannot include that number. Do you get that? Because it said given sausage, so it's only these. Those are the only ones I can pick from. So which one goes on top then, the 0.06 or the 0.18? 0.06 goes on top because that's what I want, and that goes on top. And what goes on the bottom? Both of them added, which would be a total of 24. All right, do you get that? It's not always just add up the numbers. Sometimes you have to divide by something. Why wasn't I dividing for all the other ones? Because technically, I was dividing by what? 1. Because if you add them all up, you just like dividing by 1. So when we said what's the probability of pepperoni, these 2 together is 0.11, but it's out of 1. We didn't have to really worry about that until we get to the given kind. As soon as they do this given, you change the denominator. So notice that. All right, moving on. Remember the symbols. That one means or. So is that a small answer or a big answer? Big answer. All these 3 together. This one means what? And that's a small answer. And this one is a new one you've never seen before. AC. Now that means the complement of A. So if these were called like French and English or whatever, you could have FC. That would be the complement of F. All right, what's the complement of A? That's the things that go with it. Your complement is something that goes with, like, is not you, but goes with you. Okay? So like A, C, the complement of C is these 2. It's everything that's not A. Okay, so complement to A would be that and that. Do you get that? Complement means the thing that it is not. So let's do one for you. I want to do a triple venn this time, though. And let's do dog, because I know a lot of you have a dog. Let's do SUV. Somebody in your family has an SUV. And let's do, what else is common? Not like, but not like everybody. Ferraris are not common. Okay, the color of a house is so subjective though, because it's not like whether it's white versus. I want something that's fair number of people have them. Yeah, but like we'd argue about whether it was beige was really beige. Ooh, security system. I like that. And I'm also kind of security, ITY system. All right. So who in here has a dog, and somebody has an SUV in your family, and you have a security system in your house? Don't worry, I'm not telling who's who. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you. All right. What does this mean? Dog and security system, but not an SUV, right? Okay, who's got a dog and a security system? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I should clarify. Just listen now. I should have really said that wrong, because I shouldn't have said dog and security system. I should have said dog and you have a security system and you don't have an SUV. So who has a dog and a security system and doesn't have an SUV? All right, I got 3 of those. Okay. Who's got a dog but not an SUV and not a security system? You got a dog, but no SUV, no security. 1, 2. Okay. Who's got an SUV but no dog and no security system? 1, 2, 3. Who's got a SUV and a security system but does not have a dog? That would be this one. 1. Okay. Who has a security system but does not have a dog or an SUV? 1. Okay. And who does not have a dog, does not have an SUV, and does not have a security system? 1, 2.
A dog and an SUV.
Wait. Oh, you're right. We'll get that. We'll get to that. I'm doing this one right now. Who does not have any of the above? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now one last one. Who has a dog and an SUV but not a security system? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was a pretty common one. All right. So what if I ask this question? What? Shh. I know it's more interesting when we use real-world information, but that doesn't mean you should chat for the next 10 minutes about it. Okay. So what was the most common thing? Dogs, SUVs, or security systems? So which wins, dogs or SUVs? SUV adds up to 21. Dog adds up to 22. Pretty sure, doesn't it? So dog wins by 1. SUV is just really close second. And then security system, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No. Yeah, 12. 12 out of. And how do we know how many total people we have? Add them all up. Okay. All right, so let's do that quick. 13, 14, 15, 25, 6, 7, 29, 30. It was 30 kids. And I usually put that up here in the corner. All right, so now, which of these numbers, from what I told you before, is the most important number to have? If we don't have that number, we can't. The middle one. The middle is the cornerstone. It's the one that's the most important. So if they didn't give you that, you wouldn't be able to figure it out. But once they give you that, then you can figure out all the other little pieces. All right, let's talk about given. You need a calculator for this one. Grab a calculator. Given the kid had an SUV, I know because I saw him get out of it on the, coming from school or coming to school. I suppose that could have been their friend's SUV. But let's say that they see them get out of an SUV, and therefore they have an SUV at their house. Given that, what's the probability that they don't have a dog? It's complicated, but you can do this. All it really comes down to is what you want over what was possible, right? So take a second to figure out what was possible first. What did I say to start with? Given that they have an SUV, do you get that these are the only things that are possible now then? Then I asked, what's the probability they do not have a dog? So my total that it's out of was 21. I added those all up, right? And now don't have a dog would be this one and this one, so it's 4 out of 21. Raise your hand if you had that one right. Okay, good. Do you see how we narrowed it down to out of 21 instead of out of 30? Because we knew they had an SUV. All right, I'm going to give you another one like that. See if you can get the right decimal for it. Given that I know they have a dog. What's the probability they have a security system? Given they have a dog, what's the probability they have a security system? All right. Given they had a dog meant these were the only things possible, and it's out of 22, right? So what is the probability they have a security system? 10 out of 22. So that's about 50% chance, right? A little tiny bit less, so like, well, 40 what? 45% chance. Raise your hand if you had that one right. Good. Okay. Moving on. This example I don't like, so I'm skipping it. Skip down to example 2. All right. You're going to fill this one out for me, or with me. So would you please get to this page that says example 2 on it. Zoom in on it, and I'll tell you where to put stuff. All right, first thing we do is find how many total we have. 125 people total, so we put that right there. That is not a requirement that's in most books, but I'll tell you, it's really handy to have it there a lot of times in the problem to know what the total is. Next thing, we have newspapers A, B, and C. I want you to label A here, B here, and C down here. Those are our 3 types of newspapers. Next, when it says 60 read newspaper A, you're going to want to put the 60 right there, but you should not. Why should you not? Yes? Yeah, here, and here adds up to 60. So that means don't put a 60 in there. Where do you put the 60 then? Right here. You know the total is 60. So you can't just slap the 60 in the first blank. It's all those blanks added together add up to 60. Okay, the next one's B. B is, where is it? B is 50. And I got that number. I kind of like to do this too. And it helps you, like when you're doing a complicated problem that has lots of numbers, to see which numbers you've already got done. And 75 read newspaper C. So there's 75 for that one. So I cross it off. Now, the next part, again, people make a mistake because they think, oh, 22 is A and B, so 22 goes here. Wrong. Because these two together add up to 22. Do you see why I said that that middle number was really important? So let's start with that. Jump to that part. Does anybody have the A, B, and C number? 15 right there. Put 15 right there. And now it's like Sudoku puzzle. You just can use logic to figure out what goes where. So from here, once we get that middle number, it's going to be easy. Okay, so if I'm trying to do this 22 number here, right here, then I know these two together add up to 22. So then the top one must be what? 7. Logically, it's 7. And if I know that the 35 is the A and the C, use a different color highlighter for that, the A and the C together, that's these two together, have to add up to 35. What's this got to be? 20. Very good. And then the last one is these two, B and C. B and C is supposed to add up to 28. I think this is 13. Is that up 20? There we go. Okay. And now, The last numbers can be figured out. There's actually 4 of them. A lot of people forget this guy down here. We'll do that at the very end. That has to be done last. These all add up to 50, though. Has anybody figured it out? What's that got to be? Anybody verify it's 15? Okay, good. How about this number here? A lot of people said 18. How about this last number? 27. A lot of people said that. Okay, so then I would add them all up and figure out how many are left to make 125. I agree. I think it's 10 down there. I remember that from last hour. Somebody said 20, and then most of the class rose up to like beat them down to say it was 10. It's pretty violent. Okay, so that's a lot of what your homework's like. You have triple venn like that, and my advice is to find out which number first. Middle. Start in the middle. So many people get so confused on these, but if you just start in the middle, then the logic will start to follow, and you'll be able to say, oh, well, these two together add up to how much, and it's not that bad after you get the middle one. All right, so your homework for today is the one that says assigned on 1-30. Can you believe we're almost out of January? Getting close. It's going to be February before you know it. And then only like a month after that, it'll be spring break. It'll be getting warm out. Anyway, it's not exactly warm right around the corner, but it is almost February.